We're asked to multiply. Notice both products involve decimals. So for part A, we have 0.013 times 0.002. Let's first write this product vertically. So we have 0.013 times 0.002. Next, we need to determine the number of decimal places in each of these decimals. Well, 0.013 has 3 decimal places, and so does 0.002. Let's go ahead and record this. Again, the first decimal has 3 decimal places. The second decimal also has 3 decimal places. To determine the number of decimal places in the product, we sum or add these decimal places. Well, 3 plus 3 is equal to 6, and therefore the product must contain 6 decimal places. Next, we multiply as if we had whole numbers, not decimals. 13 times 2 equals 26. So for the number 26, the decimal point would be to the right of the 6 here. But we know our product must contain 6 decimal places, and therefore we now move the decimal point to the right 6 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The decimal point must be here. Each missing digit becomes a 0. So we have 0.00026, but often we'll see a decimal with a 0 in the ones place value, so we can also write this as 0.000026. So now we know our product is, again, 0.000026. Let's explain why we need 6 decimal places. To do this, we'll write both decimals in fraction form. So 0.013 is 13 thousandths. So we have 13 thousandths times 0.002 is 2 thousandths. Multiplying, 13 times 2 is 26. 1,000 times 1,000 is 1 million. So the product is 26 millionths, which as a decimal is 0.000026. Looking at the place values, we have the tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths, 100 thousandths, and millionths. This is 26 millionths. Now let's look at our second example. We have 2.76 times 0.085. So we first count the number of decimal places in each decimal. Here we have 2 decimal places, and here we have 3 decimal places. So again, 2.76 has 2 decimal places, and 0.085 has 3 decimal places. So because 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, the product must contain 5 decimal places. And now we multiply as if we had whole numbers. So we first multiply by 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Perform an exchange with a 3. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 3 is 38. Perform an exchange with a 3. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. Now we multiply by 8, but we first place a 0 in the first column. 8 times 6 is 48. Perform an exchange with the 4. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 4 is 60. Perform an exchange with the 6. And finally, 8 times 2 is 16, plus 6 equals 22. Now we add. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 8 is 16. Perform an exchange with the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 2 is 3, and we have a 2. So right now we have 23,460, where the decimal point is to the right of the 0. Because we need 5 decimal places, we now move the decimal point to the left 5 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The decimal point must be here, and again we can add a 0 in the ones place value. The product is 0.23460. However, we can simplify this decimal. Whenever the rightmost digit of a decimal is 0, we can leave it off without changing the value. 0.23460 is equal to 0.2346. We'll talk more about this in just a moment, but our product is 0.2346. To better understand this product, let's once again write the decimals as fractions. So 2.76 is 2 and 76 hundredths times 0.085 is 85 thousandths. Let's write 2 and 76 hundredths as an improper fraction. So the denominator will be 100. The numerator will be 100 times 2 plus 76, or 276. Still have times 85 thousandths. Now multiplying, we know that 76 times 85 is equal to 23,460, and 100 times 1,000 is equal to 100,000. So notice in this form, 23,460 hundred thousandths is this decimal, but notice how we can simplify this fraction by dividing the numerator and denominator by 10. If we do this, notice how we do get 2,346 over 10,000, or 2,346 10,000ths, which as a decimal is 0.2346. Looking at the place values, we have the tenths, hundredths, thousandths, and 10,000ths. This decimal is 2,346 10,000ths. So it is important to recognize these decimals are equal, so it's not wrong to write this decimal, but this decimal would be considered more simplified. I hope you found this helpful.